up, people of the world? It's your girl, Lala.
And your boy, Siobhan.
And you are listening to
Talk That Shit.
With the Melvin.
Hey, and we're back. Oh, God. I'm not gonna even speak on any time you do that now. It's just going to become a staple.
You're a hater.
Yeah, I get. And you saying that I'm a hater, that's going to always be there. So I might as well just put that at the bottom of the actual video anytime we start it.
What?
No, you're a hater.
Oh.
I know that's,
I'm like, how do you spell it?
The same way you spell.
I don't know what that is.
Anyway, how's people doing out there? We are.
Sorry.
You got that Rona.
It's freaking allergies, though.
Yeah, that's what they all saying right now. You don't know the difference between the Rona and allergies right now because we are on.
Well, I know the difference.
What's the day?
Who cares?
XXX.
I'm over the corona, okay? I'm over it.
Quarantine.
I'm over all of it.
Quarantine.
I'm tired of hearing about it at this point.
Yeah, because you're just tired of being in the house.
No, I'm just tired of hearing about it.
And being in the house.
Everything.
And being in the house.
Everything.
You look good.
Thanks, Daddy.
Oh, we got a good one for you guys today.
I mean, I guess it's good.
Is it good? Is it good or is it great?
I mean, it is what it is.
Or is it just
it is
a
what
way
it is.
of poking fun at me?
I mean, I actually turned it into a whole question, though. Like a real topic.
Oh, shoot.
So the topic today
Bum.
is romance important in the relationship? And not just like on the man's part, like both of you guys.
Oh. You really did change it to a question.
Yeah, do you think it is important to be romantic?
You gonna stab at this first, or you want me to go ahead? Or you want me to shoot the ball up, or you want me to lay it up first?
Okay. You can go first.
I think it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Because the romance. You go first. You go first because I have to get my words together. Go ahead.
I think it's important. I think it's important because it kind of sets the tone for the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh. I think that it romance, I feel like, is a way, being romantic is a way to express your love for your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yes.
So when people aren't romantic, I think it definitely puts a strain on a relationship because...
What are you smiling?
Because I'm just thinking to myself. Because when you see people that are in romantic relationships, it's like, damn, I wish that was my relationship, or I wish my man would do that, or I wish my woman would do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that definitely puts a strain on relationships, like if you're not romantic, because that romance sets the tone. So let's say it's a Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go all out for your wife or for your girlfriend or whoever.
Yeah. And
you buy flowers, you buy candy, you take her to dinner.
All the romantic things that
you take her to go dancing.
Uh-huh.
You know, you guys get back home. If you guys live together, you know, depending on your relationship status, you guys get back home, or you guys go to her place or your place, whatever, you know, the situation is, and you guys chill, maybe drink some wine, or have some, I mean, whatever your alcoholic beverage preference is. Listen to some music, kind of talk, then you guys jump into having relations and all that stuff.
And the kissing and everything.
Yeah, a little foreplay, and then from the foreplay goes to the play.
To the play. I feel it.
So yeah, that's Saturday. Sunday, she's gonna be in a great mood. You're gonna be in a great mood. I mean, I would hope so, right? That to me is gonna set the tone for the rest of the week, because now you've shown her and you've shown him how you guys appreciate each other through that romance. Okay, go ahead, because you seem like you got a lot to say.
It's not. I just had some key points in what you were saying. So you say, Okay, so let me answer my question. Let me answer the question. I think romance is very important in a relationship, just because it just because it just shows your feelings, and it also, like you said, sets the tone on how you think the rest of the relationship is going to be. Think, because sometimes the romance, sometimes that romance runs out, or it's sometimes you put all your romance out there and it dries up because you don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over. Like, I don't want to take you here and then I don't want to have you dance. I don't want to take you dancing and then come home and then rose petals and stuff and all that other stuff. You can. There's only so many times that you can do that.
No.
Every Saturday?
I didn't say do it every Saturday. I didn't say every week you got to do it. To me, being romantic is being spontaneous with whatever it is that you're doing. It's not something like if you buy me flowers every Friday, I know there's flowers coming every Friday. And I'm not saying that that's not romantic.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not something so big that you can't do it every week. Does that make sense?
Yes, but what if that Friday I'm the shop is out of roses and you're expecting it? You're like, what?
Okay, well then you go somewhere else.
You talking like Smith's or something?
I mean, go wherever.
I know you ain't buying no flowers out of Smith's.
Go wherever you feel like you're gonna be able to get flowers from. I mean, I don't. I'm just saying.
Is that romantic though? Is that being romantic?
Is what being romantic?
Me buying you flowers every Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I said. It's not one of those things where it's like you can't do it every week, but it's also still romantic all in the same sense.
Okay.
Like you could do it every week, but it's still romantic. It's not so big that I get tired of it.
Oh.
Because you were saying every Saturday, do it every Saturday. You're gonna run out of ideas or whatever the case is. Not when it's something really small. But if you're doing something big every single week, it's like, well, okay. Now I might even get tired of it.
Yes, because you're being romantic. You're trying to be romantic all the time.
But I think, is that even romance at that point?
No, it's just a gift. Like you said, being romantic is being spontaneous.
I think personally, it's like I think romance comes with being spontaneous. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm only 29. What do I know, right?
My biggest problem. What I thought romance was the same thing as having swag. Trash, right? That's trash, right?
I don't understand.
Because I felt as though like if you had like swag, or you was a certain way, you were like Rico Suave and everything, then you were prone to be romantic.
Oh, so you thought romance was a personality trait?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's corny.
Yeah.
I mean, this explains a lot.
Wow. Okay.
What?
Wow.
What?
So, okay, you're just gonna let the airwaves think that I'm not romantic?
You're not.
Because I thought that romance was the way you perceive yourself, the way you show. What is going on with you?
It's just like oil or something on my shirt. I don't know where it came from. It wasn't there when I put the shirt on. I'm just trying to nothing. Just go ahead.
Yes, please, I'm cutting it out. But yeah, I just thought that you had to be a certain way. Like I had to come over there and touch you a certain way.
Ugly guys can be romantic.
I know, but but in my opinion, I think ugly guys feel as though they're the finest men in the world.
I mean, you gotta believe that you fine.
Like they don't have no teeth. They're like, girl, I know you want me. I'm like, no, I want you to get some teeth.
Childish, I can't stand.
But yeah, I think it's very important, and I think it's something that can't be taught.
Yes, it can.
Being romantic?
I feel like being romantic can be taught to an extent. The idea of romance can be taught, right? Or it can be learned behavior.
Learned behavior, yes.
So let's say like your dad, like I said, like let's say your parents have been together for 45 years. And for every Friday, he sends her roses, her favorite flower, and let's just say he's been doing that since they started dating.
Yeah.
And you see that growing up. And then you're like, yo, that's dope. My dad give my mom flowers every Friday. Like her favorite flowers every Friday. And you grow up and you do the same thing with your new girlfriend and your fiance and your wife. And it's, yeah, I mean, I think that's things that it's learned behavior. It may not be something where your dad's like, son, when you get a wife.
Why you gotta talk like that?
It's my Mufasa voice.
No, that's not Mufasa.
It is Mufasa.
That's like it's like Morgan Freeman's
No,
son.
it's Mufasa.
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack.
It's Mufasa.
Okay, go ahead.
He's a son.
With the finger, he's a lion.
Son.
Is a damn lion.
Shut up. Son. Every Friday, you gotta buy your wife her favorite flower. I don't think that that's something that they sit and say.
No, it's
you know what I mean? But I do think that that's something that's learned behavior.
Just like the opening of the door, you know, it's like taught like the manners. Like, yo, she's gonna fall over. It's certain things that they do tell you, but they're not teaching you it. And then it's like when do you get to the point where you've been doing something like, hey, say I buy a flower every Friday, and then I get with a woman, and she's like, I don't even like flowers, and you like, so what am I supposed to do then?
Well, then you adapt to your situation.
So you send her like a cheeseburger every Friday?
You send her whatever it is that she likes, or you don't send her anything at all. Maybe she enjoys going dancing. Take her dancing every Friday. You know, after a busy work week, that's probably something you have her a beautiful dress laid out on the bed, shoes and jewelry and accessories and stuff to match, and you know, you get super dressed up and you tell her, be ready at 7 o'clock, be ready at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And you guys go dancing. To her, that's romantic. That's romantic to me. It's just, I think, like I said, I think romance is you showing someone that you love them, that you care about them, your appreciation for them. I don't think it comes from a place of, oh yeah, she likes this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this because I want some booty later. I don't think that's where. I don't think that's a place where it comes from.
I do feel that, but I feel like it's a strong opinion. You know how I feel about my strong opinions, but I feel like
I don't know about your strong opinion.
most men will do something romantic because they are expecting that later. They are expecting to get some booty.
I mean, I don't know most men, so I'm not gonna agree with you.
So say me and you went out, right? And I was being romantic, and I bought you flowers, and I took you out to eat, and the night is winding down, and we go back to your crib, and we're chilling, like watching TV and stuff, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed. I guess I'll talk to you tomorrow. Majority of men gonna be pissed.
Okay, well at that point now you're a dick.
I'm saying.
I don't, like I said, I don't know most men to say that that's true. Yeah, I know that there are people like that, but I can't say, oh yeah, most men, because I feel like there are a lot more gentlemen in the world than there are not.
Okay.
I just think that it takes for the right person for that gentleman to come out.
That's a good quote.
It's not a quote.
Well, whatever you just said, that was a good line.
It's not a line. I'm just saying, it's not
I
like.
know, but the flow is nice. Like, I like that. That was real. I might go on Facebook with that.
You're just way too childish. Yeah, I just think that. Everybody's not for everybody. Just because we date doesn't mean we're going to be together forever. It doesn't mean that what we thought was love was real love. Or even if we were in love, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was going to last forever. So, you know, what I did in this relationship, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the same in my next relationship. That person, every person that you are with gets you in a different way. Because no two people are the same personality.
Yes.
So, if I was with somebody before you, he had me in a different way than what you have me, because you guys aren't the same person. So I'm not reacting to you in the same manner. Which means the things that you do for me are probably a lot different than the things that he did for me.
Nah, that's true.
The way you show the way that you're romantic is probably totally different than the way he was romantic.
That's true.
Because he may have found I may have liked certain things at that time with him. You know, or because of my age or whatever the case may be. But then we get together and it's like, okay, I'm a little older, a little wiser, a little more
like
classy.
Different things.
Yeah, so the way you show your romance and how you know me are going to be totally different.
Do you think that romance can be learned, like when you're older? Yeah. Like, can you learn to be romantic?
I think everybody already has that aspect in them. It just takes for the right person to pull it out of them.
Okay.
You can like, there's people that will do things. There's people that would never think to put the whole like rose petals on the floor and stuff like that. And stuff like that. And they may be with somebody and they be like, I'm not doing that corny shit. Like, that shit's for the birds. I'm not doing that. But then they may get with another woman and he may be like, you know what? I know she loves roses. I know when she was growing up, her parents always got her teddy bears on Valentine's Day. So maybe if I did something along those lines, because I love her so much, maybe I can do something like that for her.
Okay.
But he might have never wanted to do that for the girl he was with prior to.
Okay.
So it just took for the right woman for him to show that softer side of him. Or it could have just been age, maturity. It could be just that.
But what if you think that you're being romantic and you get shot down?
Well.
Why you gonna make that face?
If you think you're being romantic and you get shot, what do you mean get shot down?
You're like, ooh, I know she gonna like this. I know, you know what I mean. I'm just trying to be the best romantic person that I can at this time, and no, and that just it just ends up backfiring on you, and they're like, what? This ain't romantic.
Did you try your hardest?
Yes.
Did you really put your heart into it?
Yes.
Okay, so then here we go. Here's the story.
Wow.
So, this was in 2010. 2011.
2010.
10.
Yes.
Yes, 2010. No.
11.
It was 2011 because I had just found out we were pregnant with our first.
Yes.
And I'll never forget this day, bro.
I bet you won't. But hold on, disclaimer.
Why you always trying to throw a disclaimer?
I have to throw the disclaimer out there. I tried my best.
We'll let the people be the judge of your best.
Okay.
So we had just found out we were pregnant, and I remember I went to take a shower. Mind you, at this time we were basically broke. Like, we had an apartment, but I mean, we didn't really have too much anything else. Like, we had a bed and a dresser and a TV. But that was pretty much it. We were surviving, but we weren't like flourishing or anything like that. And so
surviving.
We were survivors.
Bro, we was barely surviving. It was shit. It
was a mess. But anyway, so rations. Get your rations.
Rations. Get your rations.
So I'm being done on Thursday.
Friday.
I hate you so much. So I went and took a shower. And I come out the shower.
Yep.
Open the door. There are...
Wait. Before you even say this, was this a special event?
No, it wasn't.
See? That makes it even better.
Okay, we're going to figure it out. So I opened the bathroom door. How our apartment was, the bathroom was straight across from the bedroom. So it was just straight like... So I opened the door and there are ripped pieces of bread.
Bruh.
Ripped pieces of bread.
Bruh. You know how hard bread
ripped
is.
pieces of bread.
First of all, bread and rose petals are the same when you don't have no money.
Not in my mind.
Yes, because
bread. Let me finish telling the story.
Go ahead.
So there's bread pieces, not like breadcrumbs. This like full. Like he took a piece of bread and was like ripping pieces off the bread, leading from the bathroom to the bedroom. Right. So I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That's what she said when she got out. That's the first thing she said.
What is this?
What is this?
Then I get in the bedroom and there's still more breadcrumbs or bread pieces, whatever you want to call them.
Romantic.
It's not romantic. Here's what's even funnier. He swore up and down he lit candles. No. There were no candles lit.
I had candles.
What he did was he took a t-shirt. It was a red t-shirt. And he put it over the lamp that was in the room. So the room would have color. And when I got out, I was just like, I'm just so confused. Like, what am I? I'm not a bird. Like, what made you think putting bread pieces on the floor, making a trail of bread pieces was going to be romantic?
Well, first of all, in my head,
it wasn't even the pretty pieces of bread, bro. It was the ends of the bread.
We didn't have, like I had to explain to you before, we didn't have no pretty pieces of bread. You got the back ends of the bread because that was the last thing we had. We was poor. We couldn't afford the O and the R, so we was po. P-O. Alright? Lunchables every day. And I wanted to be romantic that night. For some reason, in my mind, I feel as though there was those little candles that you get 1,000 for like $3.
Oh, the little tea light candles.
The little tea light candles. In my mind, I felt like I had those lined across the carpet. I mean, if one got kicked over, the carpet would have went up in flames, so it would have been all bad. But I had in my mind, this is what I saw. Right, I saw the pieces of bread. I'm going to talk in my 5-year-old voice. I had the pieces of bread coming from the trail into the bedroom, and then I had the white tea lights. I mean the little cheap lights. Candles. I had those perfectly placed to show the trail of the white bread into the bedroom, and then the bedroom was full with red lighting, for sexiness,
for an ambiance,
so I mean,
here's what's even funnier though. He was standing in the room cheesing like it was great.
Yo, because
he thought he did such an amazing job.
I did an amazing job, and that is the reason why it's so hard.
It was not romantic by any means, but look, it is probably one of our funniest stories that we have together. Seriously,
fucked up, though.
It was fucked up that you thought I was a bird.
It's not that I thought you was a bird. It's the fact.
How did you think that I was going to be excited?
It's the thought of the cat.
There was no thought that went into bread pieces on the floor.
I'm gonna tell you the thought right now. I went into the kitchen. I was like, oh, I can't afford no flowers. I couldn't even afford the ones that are like $5. That's like have the brown roses and shit on it. I couldn't even afford that. So I was like, oh, bet we got bread. She gonna like that because that's what the ends of the bread.
Nobody even eats the ends of the bread.
Whatever.
Which is probably why that was the only things left.
Listen, I was like, oh, we got bread. Boom, cool. So I broke up the bread. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make it like sexy. Make it look like drizzle, like Salt Bay. Like I drizzled across the floor.
So bad.
And I was like, damn, I don't even think you got to the Hershey Kisses. I had like some syrup in there too. Yeah, you ain't even get to that because by that time.
How could I get to that when I'm still trying to figure out why there's bread pieces on the floor?
It was to lead you to a trail, okay? The trail was.
Some females would have took that as you calling them hungry all the time.
No, that's all we had. As I explained to you before, that's all we had. I'd rather do something and do something nice than to not do anything at all. What is he up?
I don't know. I think so.
If he up, then he up. He watching TV.
He's chilling though. I don't know. He's laying weird.
He always laying weird. Anyway, so for me to be romantic, I'm not a really romantic person.
Now you admit it. You didn't want to admit it the other night.
Okay.
I was talking to your mom.
Okay, whatever. But I'm not a real romantic person previous things, you know. Whatever. I never got to experience that. Boom.
You never got to experience being romantic? So you didn't ever care about anybody that you were with?
No.
I mean, it's okay if that's the case.
No, what I'm trying to say is the fact that I never got to that point of being romantic. Because it's always, I mean, you got to think, when I was young dating, romantic to me was, oh, let's go to the movies. Oh, let's hold hands, and then I'll walk you home. Blah, blah, blah. Boom. By the time I got to college, ain't nobody got no money to be romantic. It's you coming over to the crib to eat. Yeah, okay, cool.
But
Boom.
you can make you coming over to the crib to eat romantic.
Okay, yes, definitely. But you got to come over to the crib with good spirits for us to be romantic.
True.
There was never no good spirits.
You know what you did for me one time that was romantic?
What?
Remember when you made me
A bath?
a bath?
Oh.
When you made me
No, I was gonna say when I made you like.
when you made me when you made me curry chicken for the first time.
That was me being romantic.
I know, that's what I said.
But in my head, that's not me being romantic.
But
that's
it
me.
is. It was a home cooked dinner. You set it up real nice. You had 2 little candles burning while we ate.
To me, that's
and then we watched Martin after.
You sure we watched Martin?
We always watched Martin.
Nah, bruh.
That was pretty much the only thing we watched. Like 2010, 2011.
I could have swore we watched. Oh no, that was the first time you came to the crib. That you watched.
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you was like, I saw this 3 other times. I was like, you know what, you asshole.
Just player.
I bet you was player, but guess what? Player, got played.
I didn't get played. Don't ever try to play me.
Whatever. But anyway, that to me, I didn't think that was romantic. I just thought that was the way that you do certain things. Because until like 20 minutes ago, I thought being romantic was your swagger. How you
said till about 20 minutes ago.
I'm serious. That's what I thought was romantic until 20 minutes ago. Until you just broke it down because.
Your dad never said anything to you about like being romantic?
No. Never.
Really?
Nope. He's always taught me of like doing certain stuff, but it was never like.
Certain stuff like what?
Like. Never let a woman open the door for the car.
Yeah, I know, and that's probably one of the things that you did for a long time. And I used to be like, bro, I can get my own door. Please stop.
That's something that's taught. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the walking of the inside of the street.
Right. You still do that to this day.
Oh, you have to, because if
It's
that
like
car,
a habit.
if that car jumped that, no, I'm not letting my baby go away. The check, never look at it. Like when somebody pays, I mean when that check comes.
What, she should never look at it?
No, you don't look at it.
Oh, you just pay it.
You just pay it, because guess what? If you gotta look at the check to see how much it costs, that's what he taught me. That's what he showed me. He was like, don't look at that check. You know what I mean? Like, put your card in there.
But what if you do need to look at it? What if you are carrying cash and you physically have to look at it
I mean,
to see how much?
That's a different thing, okay? But
he's saying don't look at it in
that
a
type
sense
of
like
way.
you can't afford it. Like,
Yes,
damn,
like,
I didn't know this bill was gonna be this much money. I ain't got the money.
exactly. It's like this.
Gotcha.
Like, oh, okay, cool. It's 100. Pretty much, don't read between the lines of what you see. Glance, make sure that that's all your stuff, because sometimes they
they mess up.
You know.
Yeah.
And pay the bill, but don't be like, oh, okay, cool. That was $8.
Yeah.
It's like $7.
Got you.
You know what I mean? But to be romantic,
like full on romance.
no.
You never seen your mom be romantic? She's definitely like that romantic. Like she lives for that. You could tell.
Yeah, but I think the times that I was supposed to be paying attention to that, I was worrying about other things. I was at my grandma's house. I was playing basketball, and I was, you know what I mean? I wasn't paying attention to that because I was like, whatever. Like, it doesn't
apply to you right now.
I just know that one time that she woke up and it was her birthday, and she was like, "Where's her cake?" At 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
I remember that. That ain't romantic.
Well, no, but I think that's just like a whole nother situation.
Yeah, it was, where's my cake? I was like, I'm going to school. Peace out. Y'all deal with that. All right, son. I was like, oh. But yeah, as far as like being romantic, like I said, I found out 22 minutes ago that it's not the way that you carry yourself. And I just learned that from you. Because I always was like, I'm romantic. I'm walking here on my chest up with a nice shirt. You know what I mean? That's not romantic.
Right. And I think a lot of people think romance has to be sexual also.
Yeah, yes.
Like just because we have dinner and we have conversation and we're vibing doesn't mean that the next step is to have sex.
Yes. I mean, the biggest turn on, one of the biggest turn ons for me from you was when we was hanging and we just was talking for like hours and hours and
right.
hours. You know what I mean? It wasn't even no.
That's when I actually liked you.
I know, because you love me now. But yeah, we was just vibing, we just talking, we just finding out like what our likes are or what's going on with each other. And
learning each other.
And it wasn't just like, I'm trying to get her back to the crib. You know what I mean? I was, but that wasn't. I was trying to get you back to the crib. Yeah, but that wasn't my main. Like that. Like I didn't lose. Like when I saw that you wasn't going back to the crib, I wasn't like, oh man, I gotta go. All right, let me go do something else. It was just like, oh, okay, she cool. You know, let me get to know her more. But I didn't think that was romantic. I just thought that was just me being who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we always think that being romantic, like I said 25 minutes ago, romantic is, how do I look? Do I look good? Am I sexy?
You think other men think that though?
I don't know. I'm just speaking on me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just of how I move in my everyday life. And
I mean, how you carry yourself can definitely be, because even if you're romantic in the sense of doing things, the way you carry yourself could turn me off completely from everything.
Yeah.
So I can see how you would assume that is what it is. Well, that's what romance is, but
I mean,
not 100%.
The reason I say that is because when you're around certain people and they're like, "Oh, he's so fine," and then the minute that when you hear that, you just hear all the rest of it. It's like, "Oh, he got a nice shirt on. He got a nice." It's like a guy when you in the club and you with your homegirls or whatever, and they look at this guy and they're like, "Oh, he's so fine," but us looking at the man, we're like, "Is he fine because he got designer shirt on? He wearing Gucci or he wearing this?" So when we're around those type of women that define being fine and being romantic by the stuff that they are buying their significant other or somebody else, we think that that's the way it is. But that's not the way it is.
I don't know what to say to that.
Because it's like, just like they say, women attract men with nice cars, but they can be at their mom's house living on the floor, but they got a nice car. And they're like, ooh.
Women are attracted to.
Yes. No.
Oh, you said attract.
I'm sorry. They are attracted to that because guess what? He got a nice car. It's like, okay, dude, they got no teeth. What you mean?
I've heard that.
They just.
There's a lot of materialistic people in the world.
Exactly. They based sexiness and they based what type of man he is by what.
Well, what I will say is that there are different ideas of what romance is, and so if you get two materialistic people together, then they might that's just probably how their relationship works.
Yeah, but when you're around other women and you hear that, then you somewhat think that, like, I ain't gonna front. Growing up, I always thought that I bought a lot of jerseys when I was growing up. You know what I mean? And I wore like flashy stuff just because of not all because of how much I liked it, but I was like, this is what everybody's wearing. I was that guy that was like,
you were materialistic.
I was very materialistic, and I cared about certain things because of the status of it. You know what I mean? So when I got to college and realized that none of that stuff mattered, I was like, yo, this shit don't matter. You know what I mean?
So what was? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what that has to do with.
Oh, cause we look at other men that's pulling women and women saying like, oh, he's so fine, or oh, he's so romantic, and this is what he did for this. So we think that that's the way that we need to be.
I mean, so you basing you off of another dude? That's what you're saying people do?
We're basing.
I mean, I totally get it because you see all these girls out here getting their asses filled and shit, and
yes, we
because they think that that's how they gonna pull a dude, and it's like, honey,
yeah, that booty
some
is,
of the thickest and most beautiful women have been cheated on, lied to, and broken up with, and divorced, and remarried, and everything else in between. It don't have nothing to do with it.
But we just think that we fit in more because it's a trend. So the trend of a man is nice car, big earrings, chain, in shape, and then we look at that and then we question why the dude that's driving in an okay car, overweight, and doesn't look like he need to be pulling the baddest chick in the club, got the baddest chick in the club, and she's happy.
It's because he was genuine.
Genuine. He was sexy. He was romantic. He wasn't fronting. He wasn't fronting for the gram. You know what I mean? He didn't care about the trend. You know what I mean? So that's what I saw growing up. The trend of if you ain't got Jordans on, you ain't fly. And if you ain't
so
got
pretty much what you're saying is that with having these things, aka money, because that's what it's seen as. Oh, he got these Jordans. Oh, he driving a Mercedes. He got money. With those things came, oh, he's so romantic because he bought me a car. Or he's so romantic because he took me to the finest restaurant in LA.
Yes. I literally just, like I said, 30 minutes ago, I thought that was the definition of being romantic.
Unfortunate.
It is unfortunate because you always was like, you're not romantic. And I'm like, what do you mean? And that's why I didn't understand it because...
I mean, but you knew from jump, like, you're not like a swaggy person. Like...
I know, but...
I don't mean that, like, to be mean or anything.
Oh, I'm a nerd.
Right, like, you're super nerdy.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't, yeah. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with being a nerd.
Yeah, that's, like, that wasn't even ever you, so it was like...
But that's what...
To think that...
We think that. That's when you used to say that to me all the time. Like, hey, you're definitely not romantic. I used to be like, what do you mean? So I'll be like, I'm going to go to H&M and go get me a tight shirt and some tight pants. And she going to think I'm sexy and romantic. And it's like, no. Romantic is, like you said, that was the first time you ever said that to me. That was romantic to you. Me cooking that food and then having a candlelight dinner.
I just thought about it, actually. I never thought about it. I don't. You're romantic when you're not trying to be.
Yes.
But when you're trying to be romantic, like for instance, he'll go, "Oh, we about to have a staycation. I got everything planned.
Mm-hmm.
All I need you to do is pack a bag." I'm like, "Bet, wonderful." Then 3 days before we're about to go, he's like, "So, do you want to go here or do you want to go?" And I'm like.
Okay, but that's different.
No, it's not.
Let me tell you why that's different. Because you're so indecisive.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm indecisive or not, bro. If you're trying to be romantic, okay, like I said, being spontaneous, the surprise behind it, and just the feel of it all. How am I supposed to be like?
Oh my God, you want to sit here and lie to these people? You just started not liking surprises. You just started liking surprises, is what I said.
It doesn't. Here's my thing. You knew I didn't like. If you know I don't like surprises, which you didn't know that I didn't like surprises. You didn't know that for a long time. So,
I thought you was just like.
So if you didn't know that, If you didn't know that, then there would have never been a reason. Because every time you've ever said we were going to do something, you always say, I got it planned, and then you ask me. Every single time, it never fails. This is way even before you knew that I didn't like surprises.
You're right.
And then even after you knew that I didn't, you still
did it.
Proceeded to, well, what do you want to do? And then even now, and I'm like, you know what, don't even tell me. Don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Just pick what you want to do. Tell me when I need to be ready, what I should have packed if I need to pack anything, and let that be that. And you still can't do it.
You want me to tell you why?
Yeah, you're not romantic.
I know, no. Well, like I said, I just found out 32 minutes ago what romantic was. But I remember I had something planned, right? And when I got something planned, something told me to ask you, did you want to do that? And
continue. I apologize.
Yeah, I bet. Cut that out. What the yo?
I'm sorry.
I'm about to kick you off camera, man. I'm about to put like
my legs hurt. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I was gonna take you to it was somewhere. It was like a Brazilian steakhouse or something. I was gonna take you, and something told me to ask you like, do you got a taste for Brazilian steakhouse? You was like, no, actually I don't. And I was like, wow, I'm glad I asked you because we would have got there, and you would have been like, you would have acted like you wanted to go, but you didn't want to go.
Well, if we would have got there, I just would have went along with the plan.
Yeah, but that's not an.
But I'm not the type of person that's going to mess up what you were trying to do. So even if I have to fake that I'm having a good time, I'm gonna do so. And then we could talk about it like 2 years down the line.
Fake it though?
Because it no longer means anything after that.
Yeah, but why fake it? I'd rather you have a good time and you tell me to.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not saying that I'm not gonna have a good time, but if I'm like, oh, we're at a steakhouse, I don't really want steak, or I don't really want anything on the menu, but they have bomb dessert, I can order a bomb dessert, or I can eat a side that I may be like, oh, okay, well, this is cool, I'll eat this.
Okay.
You know, I mean, there's always ways to go around it, but I would never be that person that completely knocks down what you're trying to do.
Like I did this.
Outside of your bread pieces.
Yeah, whatever. Like a couple years ago, I didn't even tell her where I was going to take her. I just knew that we had a conversation about something, and I was like, hey, put some clothes on, we going to go here. And you was like, you know I don't like surprises. And you know I don't like this and I like that. And I was like, make sure we have a babysitter for this time.
Oh, is that when we went to paintball?
Paintball.
That was so much fun.
Exactly.
You didn't tell me where we were going, and I had a great time.
Because we had that discussion that you really wanted to do that.
Okay, but see, that's you being romantic. Means you listened.
Yes, I did.
You know what I like, you know what I enjoy, and you put it into motion. That's being romantic.
Okay, and I'll give you another time. We were talking, and I told you the same exact thing. I was like, hey, make sure we have a babysitter for this.
Or was this when we were shooting?
No, look, we got.
I love that.
Yeah, no, I was like, make sure we have a baby. No. I actually had to ask you about the shooting because I didn't know if you felt comfortable with shooting shotguns.
Oh yeah, shoot anything.
But But me and you, I told you, I was like, make sure you have a babysitter for these days. I mean, for this time.
Make sure you have a babysitter like they only my kids. Go ahead.
Make sure we have a babysitter for this time and this date. And he was like, all right, cool. And we went out and we got some food. And after we got some food, we went go-karting.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah, that day was fun.
Yes.
Oh, that's when we went to Comex.
Yes.
What was it, Mexican Korean fusion.
Yeah, shout out to Paul Cotton for giving us that place.
That wasn't him.
Comex?
No, Auntie Keisha told me that.
No, Paul told us that.
Okay, so we'll say both of them because Auntie Keisha told me about that.
Not Auntie Keisha. And Paul Cotton told us about, because he was like, yo, you need to take you up to Comex.
Yeah, and Auntie Keisha has said she tried it.
And yeah, like to me, I didn't think that was sexy. I mean, I didn't think that was romantic.
But that is romantic. That's the things that show, like, I'm listening, I hear you, I care about you, and because I care about you, and because I do listen to the things that you're saying, this is what I want to do for you.
Ah, see, I didn't think that. I just thought that was something that you wanted to do. So I can be sexy. Romantic. Now that I know what it is.
Sexy isn't in you.
It's.
You're sexy. And I'm like, what are you doing?
That's the Zoolander.
I'm like, what are you doing?
I'm a savage.
What is that?
I'm a savage. Anyway, but yeah, like even when we went shotgun shooting, I was like, hey, we was having this discussion about you being a sniper. He was like, I just want to shoot some shit, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I set it up. I talked to my boy. I was like, yo, my girlfriend, my fiance, want to go shoot. And he was like, all right, cool, just buy the bullets. That's why I had to ask you, because I didn't have a license, and then I had to buy the bullets.
Right.
And we had to go to Walmart and buy the shotgun bullets.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, and to me, I just thought that was just us doing something that you wanted to do.
No, to me that's romantic, because it's always something that I wanted to do. You know, I asked my dad a million times to take him to the gun range, and he never did. So.
Well, yeah, man. Well, that's. I'm sorry that I didn't know what not sexy. I didn't know the difference between sexy and
you didn't
romantic.
know. You just didn't know what being romantic is.
I didn't, but now that I know. You
say that, but I will update you guys if he
yes, she will
lives up to his.
She gonna do a whole podcast by herself looking in the camera like. So guys, I just want to let you guys know.
First of all, who talks like that?
Like you. So guys, I just want you to talk like that.
You're such a cornball.
Yeah, whatever.
So yeah.
So now I can't believe you told that story, man.
You put bread pieces on the floor.
Yeah, but
listen.
Now everybody know I put bread pieces.
If I could tell that story a million times to a million different people, I would, because it's that funny to me.
Yeah,
you put bread pieces on the floor and stood in the room like.
Yeah, I was in the room like this.
Like ready.
Like you know. What about my Russian masseuse?
That was just funny. That shit used to be hilarious.
Oh God.
That wasn't romantic at all. That was pure comedy.
That wasn't romantic?
No, that was just pure. I feel like you did that to make me. I guess that's romantic. You did it to make me laugh.
I got laid too. Got laid.
Wow, so you did it for your own benefit.
No, I wasn't. But you laid the masseuse. They probably like, what the hell are you talking about? So, La had me rub her body in.
La meaning me.
Yeah, La. Yeah. La. Whatever. And I went and dressed up as a Russian masseuse. I had like my shirt open, and I was talking in a Russian...
a horrible accent.
A horrible accent. It was like, you like your body rubbed? you like your feet rubbed? I was talking like that.
I don't know what kind of accent
and I had like
is.
some oil, and she was like, yes, I do. And I was like, all right. And I was rubbing her, and I was asking her about her fiance, and she was like, he's cool, he's all right, we're gonna get married. Full blown role playing. I love role playing.
I don't remember all of that conversation.
I do.
I think you might be making that up.
No, I ain't making that up, but we had a full blown conversation, and we started talking about your fiance, and he was like, ah. And then I rubbed you, and then I kissed your neck, and it was the massage was over. Massage was over. It was over. So the masseuse, the Russian. So my fiance cheated on me. Just want to let you know. With a Russian masseuse. But what was his name?
I don't know.
Regando. I feel like that's his name. Regando.
You're weird.
But anyway, so
yeah. So I mean, now you know, and I mean, this is just us talking shit because you know, like I said, I'm only 29. What do I know? But I am wise beyond my years. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Are you trying to be sarcastic?
No, I'm being real with you.
Even if you were, I don't care. So it doesn't even matter.
Y'all
just listen to
Talk That Shit
with the Melvin.
We out this thing. Yeah, peace out.